कल शाम को जो अनाउंसमेंट आया था विराट कोहली से कि वो इंडिया की टेस्ट कैप्टनसी से अपना इस्तीफा दे चुके हैं बीसीसीआई को। अब जो हमारा इनिशियल रिएक्शन था, अगर आप कल मेरे साथ इस लाइव स्ट्रीम मेरे साथ और मेहा के साथ आप कल जुड़े थे, तो इट वाज अ शॉकिंग डिसीजन। नाउ लाइक वी सेड ऑन द चैनल, अभी हमारे पास पूरा एक रात हो चुका है और आज का आधा दिन निकल चुका है, कुछ जासूसी करने में और लोगों से बात करने में और थोड़ा बाकी हमारे स्पोर्ट्स जर्नलिस्ट से अ, से बात करने के बाद ये मालूम पड़ा है सूत्रों से कि विराट कोहली इनफैक्ट did inform his teammates and Rahul Dravid and the board as well. But ये कैसा ये खबर किसी किसी सोर्स को लीक नहीं हुआ, मैं थोड़ा सरप्राइज हूँ इस बात से. But overall, as per sources, Virat Kohli took the decision entirely on his own. It was not about he was not forced into it. I still don't entirely buy into that picture. मैं अभी भी मानता हूँ, जैसे कि मैंने कल कहा था हमारे इस लाइव स्ट्रीम पे जब हमने विराट कोहली की ब्रेकिंग न्यूज के बारे में एक वीडियो किया था, कि कहीं ना कहीं जो हुआ है विराट कोहली की जिंदगी में ऑफ फील्ड विद ऑल द बीसीसीआई drama and the politics and him, whatever happened between him and Ganguly regarding the ODI captaincy, I think कहीं ना कहीं ये एक दबाव डाल चुका था विराट कोहली के ऊपर, because we saw that he was not the same kind of batsman. Yes, he tried his rear end off during the two innings of the Cape Town test to really set himself down and then not play those false shots. पर कहीं ना कहीं कुछ को है, मैं ये कहूंगा दाल में काला है, डिस्पाइट व्हाट सर्टेन पीपल आर सेइंग कि नहीं ये विराट कोहली के ऊपर कोई दबाव नहीं था और उनको इस पोस्ट से हटाया नहीं गया था. चलिए, परहैप्स यू कैन से हटाया नहीं गया था, बट डेफिनेटली ही वाज put, I think, into an uncomfortable situation, which just goes back to my thoughts earlier. Okay, what was the need for the BCCI to go and handle the situation so poorly regarding the captaincy and all those quotes about Virat Kohli was asked not to step down. आपको याद होगा दोस्तों, ये सब जो हुआ था, ये literally happened almost on the eve of a test series in South Africa, जहां पे आज तक कोई भी भारतीय क्रिकेट टीम वहां पे जाके टेस्ट सीरीज नहीं जीत सका. I think it just left Virat Kohli somewhat muddled and confused. But at the end of the day, it was Virat Kohli's call. We have to respect that. He woke up and said, you know what? I don't feel like I'm fit for this job. And it's fine. If you don't feel 100% doing a job, especially a job like leading the Indian cricket team, तो फिर आप छोड़ दीजिए. और मैं उम्मीद करूंगा लाखों करोड़ों भारतीय क्रिकेट फैंस की तरह कि अब विराट कोहली के इस फैसले के बाद विराट कोहली द बैट्समैन फाइनली उभर के आएंगे, उठ के आएंगे. Just to recap before we get into today's topic, and thank you all for joining. Good to see you. Please keep the likes coming. Hit the likes, share the video. Virat Kohli, दोस्तों, he was in charge of India's test team in 68 test matches, winning 40 of those. The record, that is, he is India's most successful test captain. And when he said in yesterday, when he put out that Instagram post, मैं आपको थोड़ा उस Instagram post से विराट कोहली के शब्द दोबारा फिर से सुनाऊंगा. It's been 7 years of hard work, toil, and relentless perseverance every day to take the team in the right direction. I've done the job with absolute honesty and left nothing out there. Everything has come to a halt at some stage, and for me as Test captain of India, it is now. The main crux for me from Virat Kohli's statement yesterday. तो ऑब्वियसली दोस्तों, अब जो है कंस्पिरेसी थ्योरीज चल रही हैं, चलते रहेंगे, क्योंकि ये मुद्दा ही ऐसा है. और जहां पे विराट कोहली की बात हो तो लोग जो है बहुत सारे चीजें कहेंगे, सोचेंगे. Comment from I am faded. Unfortunate, but we have to accept it. Yes, we have to accept it. There's a comment by Bonta Murthy. Good to see you here. Hi, Jamie Meha. Meha's not here. She's doing another show. India should consider Rohit as a captain at least till the 2023 World Test Championship completion, and mentor Rishabh or Rahul under him to take over once he decides to hang his boots. I agree. It's no surprise that Filhal, because Rohit Sharma has been named the vice captain for this series. Yes, he injured himself, so then Rahul was elevated to the vice captaincy, and then the test captaincy when Virat Kohli was injured from the second test, and when the vice captain became the test captain on a very short-term basis, then the vice captain for one match became Jasprit Bumrah. इसके चलते of course बहुत सारे theories हैं कि क्या Jasprit Bumrah एक future leader है. We've seen that fast bowlers have rarely been made the captains in Test cricket. Pat Cummins has been doing a very good job with the top team right now, where Australia have obviously retained the Ashes. But overall, fast bowlers have not been traditionally seen as Test captaincy options. But because Bumrah was vice captain and he's been in the leader of India's pack, I believe he is a name which will be discussed. But दोस्तों क्योंकि रोहित शर्मा को 5-6 हफ्ते पहले टेस्ट वाइस कैप्टन बनाया गया था, hence I believe that he is the logical person to take over from Virat Kohli. That said, इस साल दोस्तों 2022 में रोहित 35 साल के होने वाले हैं, and I believe at that age, despite the form you might be in, you're already starting to think as a batsman, as a cricketer, कि मेरे पास कितने साल बाकी हैं मेरे पास. To lead India in all three formats is going to be a huge ask of Rohit Sharma. आपको याद होगा इस साल already there's a T20 World Cup coming up in Australia, और फिर अगले साल 223 में there is the One Day World Cup. I agree with what you just said, Murthy, कि रोहित शर्मा को फिलहाल दे दीजिए टेस्ट कैप्टनसी. See out the 2021 to 2023 World Test Championship cycle. That is going to obviously coincide and include a T20 World Cup and a One Day World Cup. See at the end of 2023 when the WT cycle is finished, irrespective of where the Indian team ends up under Rohit Sharma and how they fare in the two white ball World Cups, then take a call. मैं कल इस Mirror Now channel पे गया था एक शो पे, तो वहां पे मुझसे पूछा गया था कि विराट कोहली की लेगेसी क्या है. मैंने कहा फ्रॉम अ पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट, विराट कोहली की लेगेसी ये है कि उन्होंने टेस्ट क्रिकेट को नंबर 1, इंडियन टीम को नंबर 1 तक लेके गए. वो 4 साल तक ये नंबर 1 थे, एंड ही पुट अ फोकस बैक ऑन टेस्ट cricket during an era when T20 cricket and all the leagues and all the riches of it are sort of taking over all three formats. That is, it is becoming the most lucrative format. And what a lot of people are saying that Test cricket का future क्या है? Is Test cricket dying? The falling standards, फलाना ढिमकाना वगैरह वगैरह. इस समय के चलते विराट कोहली ने कहा नहीं, टेस्ट क्रिकेट मेरे लिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मेट है. मैं इसमें सुपरस्टार बनना चाहता हूं. मैं चाहता हूं कि मेरी टीम नंबर 1 हो और मेरे सारे प्लेयर जो भी स्क्वाड में आएंगे, दे हैव टू बाय इनटू माय बिलीफ. सो आई बिलीव दैट इज विराट कोहलीज लास्टिंग लेगेसी फ्रॉम अ पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट. फ्रॉम अ नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट, आई थिंक विराट कोहली और रवि शास्त्री का जो ये जोड़ी थी 6-7 साल तक, the inability to groom a future leader. It almost seemed to me like ये विराट कोहली का टाइम है, ये जिंदगी मेरा है, the world is my oyster. I'm just going to keep on doing things and not look to the future. This is my reading of it, because when out of the blue you pick a 34-year-old, someone who's 34 and a half as the test captain, that says that वो खुद ही इंसान शायद 1.5 साल maximum 2 साल तक वो इस फॉर्मेट में होंगे नहीं. तो how then do you say कि you pick someone for the future? Even Ajinkya Rahane, despite all the bad form, has got a very very long rope दोस्तों सेलेक्टर से और टीम मैनेजमेंट से. तो जब वो वाइस कैप्टन थे हाल ही एक महीने या हाँ बिल्कुल hardly a little over a month ago, he was still the vice captain. So he's also good. He's in the 34 age bracket. कौन है वो प्लेयर जो 24 साल के हैं, जो आप कह सकते हो कि हाँ अगले 6 साल के बाद शायद ये कैप्टन हो सकता. आई डोंट थिंक विराट कोहली एंड शास्त्री, दैट जोड़ी, put enough focus on that. There is the name of Rishabh Pant being taken the rounds by several experts on the basis that he leads a very high profile IPL team. Now he's shown a bit of a maverick touch to him. Do you want to say burden that maverick streak in him by saying he's the captain? I think Rishabh Pant, frankly दोस्तों, हालांकि उनका नाम बहुत लोग ले रहे हैं, I think Rishabh Pant has to prove himself a little bit more across formats before you give him any kind of captaincy. He's a player. Look, I've written on this. I've done shows. मैं बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ ऋषभ पंत का. आई थिंक his keeping has come on in leaps and bounds. और उनकी बैटिंग में जो एक अंदाज है वो मैवरिक पंत, it's when he fails, when he gets out, third ball for a duck charging a Ramada and looking to hit the ball over extra cover and then nicking behind to the keeper, it's infuriating. It looks ugly. It looks terrible. बहुत सारे लाखों इंडियन फैंस बोलेंगे यार ये पंत क्या है. But when he plays with that same approach, हल्का सा टेम्पर करके, जब उसी अंदाज से वो ऐसे 100 मारते हैं जैसे हमने देखा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, इंग्लैंड में, and of course now South Africa में, you wonder like, wow, this guy is actually a once in a generation player. I'm not saying he's the next Adam Gilchrist, but Adam Gilchrist की तरह वो एक प्लेयर बन सकते हैं जो एक सेशन में गेम को चेंज कर सकते हैं, टेस्ट मैच को चेंज कर सकते हैं. Do you want to burden that kind of a maverick talent by saying कप्तान बनो? I don't think so. But because he's one name that's being taken. The fourth name obviously is KL Rahul, क्योंकि दोस्तों उन्हें वाइस कैप्टन बनाया गया था रोहित की एब्सेंस में, और फिर जब कोहली इंजर्ड हुए थे सेकंड टेस्ट मैच जोहानिसबर्ग में, तो केएल राहुल लेड इंडिया फॉर दैट वन टेस्ट. की बात है, आई थिंक him being given the vice captaincy was more a sign of how he's grown in stature as a test player. आपको याद दिला दूं कि पिछले साल जो इंग्लैंड का टूर था, वहां पे केएल राहुल को पिक किया गया था एक मिडिल ऑर्डर ऑप्शन के लिए। फिर शुभमन गिल इंजर्ड हो गए, शुभमन गिल वापस इंडिया गए। मयंक अग्रवाल को चोट लगी थी नेट्स पे, इसीलिए केएल राहुल को एक मिडिल ऑर्डर ऑप्शन से वापस 11 में डाला गया था और सीधे ओपनिंग के रूप में, ओपनर के रूप में उन्होंने बड़ी अच्छी बैटिंग करी, उन्होंने अच्छी पारियां खेली रोहित शर्मा के साथ। आई थिंक हिम बीइंग गिवन द वाइस कैप्टनसी फॉर दिस साउथ अफ्रीका टूर वाज मोर अ साइन ऑफ भाई तुम वापस आ गए हो, वी सी यू हैव अ गुड 5-6 years in you, but I don't know whether that means he's a good captain because the fact is कि केएल राहुल ने आईपीएल के बाहर कप्तानी नहीं की है किसी भी फर्स्ट क्लास फॉर्मेट में। He is not been seen widely speaking as a future leader. So I don't know whether he's an option, but a lot of buzz on social media. There's a good amount of buzz within the Indian cricket media कि केएल राहुल को ही देंगे बीसीसीआई कैप्टनसी। I don't know what the truth is. I would say right now रोहित शर्मा नंबर 1 ऑप्शन है, केएल राहुल नंबर 2 ऑप्शन है, और फिर जो दो नाम है पंत और बुमराह, I actually put them on the same level because like I said fast bowlers traditionally कप्तान नहीं बनते हैं इस गेम के 150 साल के इतिहास में। और फिर ऋषभ पंत मेरे हिसाब से उन्होंने अभी नहीं इतना कुछ खास किया है जो आप कह सकते हो कि हाँ ये लड़का टेस्ट कैप्टन होना चाहिए। He's won you many matches, he's helped you draw in matches, he has a big role to play, but is he a captain? I'm not sure. On that note, before I keep talking, कुछ सवाल लेते हैं यहाँ पे। Square saying Rohit should be let to handle the job. ठीक है, बिल्कुल, I agree. But again, is he a long-term option at the age of almost 35? I don't think so. Like we've just discussed, and that question came from Bonta Murthy. Let him captain ODIs, T20s, and tests until 2023, and then evaluate. उससे बड़ा सवाल है आपका युवा कैप्टन कौन है जिसे आप ग्रूम कर रहे हो अगले 5 साल के लिए? रोहित नहीं है, राहुल नहीं है, पंत हो सकते हैं, but I'm not too sure he's the option. मुकुल बेसोया पूछ रहे हैं, do you think retirement on the card as far as Kohli is concerned? नहीं मेरे दोस्त, मुकुल, I don't think so. I believe like so many other Indian cricket observers and fans that विराट कोहली अब जो एक कैप्टनसी से फ्री हैं वो उस बर्डन से, वो अच्छे रन मारेंगे और हम देखेंगे वो विराट कोहली जो इतने साल से हम देख इतने खुश हो चुके हैं, इतना मनोरंजन लिया हमने विराट कोहली की बैटिंग से। I don't see him retiring at least for the next 2 years. X Square saying, Jimmy bhai, I find her a better analyst than you. Meha, that's because Meha तो 16 साल से टीवी के सामने एनालिस्ट बन चुकी हैं। हम भी कर रहे हैं 16 साल से, पर हम रिटर्न फॉर्म में कर रहे हैं। ये वीडियो का मसला, वीडियो का जुमला मैं तो सिर्फ 2-3 साल पहले मैंने शुरू किया, तो so I understand why you feel she's a much better analyst. Excuse me. अभिजीत मोरे पूछ रहे हैं, क्या श्रेयस अय्यर बन सकते हैं क्या? देखिए, श्रेयस अय्यर मेरे दोस्त, उनकी कप्तानी हम देख चुके हैं मुंबई के लिए डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में और दिल्ली कैपिटल्स के लिए, पर अभी वो 2 टेस्ट मैच खेल चुके हैं। उनको अभी टेस्ट कैप्टनसी के लिए आप नहीं देख सकते हो जब तक वो अपने आप को एक लंबे समय के लिए साल 1.5 साल तक टेस्ट क्रिकेट में प्रूव नहीं कर पाए एज अ बैट्समैन। सो फिलहाल मेरे लिए ऑप्शन तो श्रेयस अय्यर नहीं है। Pranav Kotai, great to see you back. Thank you. We've been here for the last. Well, I started doing videos about 5 weeks ago, so I hope you've been watching all the videos. Just an observation: Dravid's reign as a coach starts in a rocky way, considering off-field issue. Your thoughts? I said this yesterday, also on this channel with Meha, and as well as when I was on Mirror Now yesterday as an expert. It's no coincidence कि ये सारा मसला जो है ये रवि शास्त्री के हटने के बाद हुआ है। I think Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli worked very, very well because Ravi Shastri for over, almost 3 decades, more in fact, has proved himself a good dealer with people. He knows how to fit into a situation and adapt to get the best out of him as well as all those around him. He realized कि विराट कोहली में मुझ जैसे कुछ traits है, aggressive, no holds barred, in your face, not playing to draw, not playing to lose. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो एक जोड़ी जो थी रवि शास्त्री और विराट कोहली की, Kohli's style was allowed to mature and flourish under Ravi Shastri's watch. But now when Rahul Dravid comes, and I'm not saying there's a rift, मैं बिल्कुल इस बात को नहीं मानता कि यहाँ पे कुछ गड़बड़ है, पर अचानक Kohli's like, अच्छा, जो एक मेरे एक बड़े भाई टाइप एक थे फील्ड में टीम में, वो अभी नहीं है। Rahul Dravid is a legend in Indian cricket. Virat Kohli is a legend. They have mutual admiration. I have no doubt that their working relationship is going to be very, very good and it's on solid ground. But kind of the way things have changed in the team environment with Virat Kohli. The batting has tailed off. He lost the ODI captaincy. Virat Kohli, आपको याद दिला दूं, उन्होंने कहा था कि मैंने T20 कप्तानी खुद छोड़ा, पर मुझे ODI और टेस्ट कैप्टन बनना है. उसी के कुछ हफ्ते बाद he's dropped from the ODI captaincy in a very very shocking manner, and now after a series loss, एक दिन बाद he stepped down. So कहीं ना कहीं things are not right. So I'm very keen to see how Virat Kohli, the batsman, works with Rahul Dravid, and I think perhaps the way that Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, and Ashwin behaved on that third day, talking into the stumps, someone like a Ravi Shastri would have come to the press conference and say, absolutely, they deserved it. They should have done it. That's his style, to back his players. Rahul Dravid ne kuch nahi kaha. वो बिल्कुल चुप बैठे थे. I think somehow he did not agree with what happened there. I hope that was left on the field where it was, but perhaps that's a small window into the way things could pan out between these two legend players. Vatsal Jadhav, hi. Do you think Kohli left the Test captaincy because he didn't want to leave the ODI captaincy? Was rejected by the BCCI? I believe it's possible. That's what I alluded to at the start of this video. I think while we must respect Virat Kohli's decision, I, like other people in the media saying that it's his call entirely, I somehow think it was not entirely his call. Not that he was forced out and told to go, but all that's happened has left him a bit miffed with the system. And one day he said, what? If I'm not as wanted as before, I don't feel I'm the best person to lead this team. That's my assessment of what happened. JTR saying, let Rohit Sharma be the captain. Like I said, all probability 10 में से 9.5 रोहित शर्मा ही बनेंगे, क्योंकि वो वाइस कैप्टन बने थे इस सीरीज के लिए. अलग बात है कि वो इंजर्ड हो गए. He's already the white ball captain. I don't think the BCCI, like other teams, is फिलहाल ready for a split captaincy approach. I fully believe that Rohit Sharma will be the captain for at least the next year and a half, maximum 2 years. Sahniism. Rishabh Pant, just the way we pick Dhoni. बात में दम है दोस्त, बात में दम है. ऋषभ पंत के बारे में बहुत लोग कह रहे हैं कि he's one for the future. मैं भी उनका बहुत बड़ा फैन हूं. As a match winner, as a maverick player who sometimes plays shots that we all say, यार ये लड़का क्या कर रहा है, क्यों कर रहा है? He needs to understand Test cricket a little bit better, despite the huge achievements he's done over the last year and a half. He's 24, I think, right now, on paper at least. 1-1.5 साल इनको एटलीस्ट ये टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप साइकिल खत्म करने दो. रोहित को बनाओ. अगले 1.5 साल के अंदर ऋषभ पंत अपने आप को कैसे जूझते हैं, वो क्या स्टेप्स लेते हैं अपने करियर को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए. Maybe he could be the one to replace Rohit Sharma after the 2023 Test Championship cycle. Filhal, I think give it to Rohit Sharma. Anant Garg, is Kohli being targeted for taking a stand against Shami and roughed up trolls? नहीं नहीं, आप तो ये सब theories बिल्कुल बकवास है. I don't buy into all this. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है दोस्त. Where we have Pranav Kothari, Ravi Jadeja for Test captaincy or at least vice captaincy. I don't think Test captaincy, because he's also a player who doesn't have much to show for leadership wise. I think अगर ऐसे player को कोई ना कोई बोर्ड या डोमेस्टिक बोर्ड अगर वो उनको कैप्टनसी के रूप में देखते तो बहुत पहले उनको कोई लीडरशिप रोल दिया गया था. I think he's one of those electric players like Pant, who's very, very vital. I think after Virat Kohli and Bumrah, he's the most important Test player for India. Jadeja, I don't think at this age, also the wrong side of 30, they'd want to burden him with the captaincy. Let him do his role. His batting has come on fantastically पिछले 3 साल में. उनको ऐसे ही खेलने दो. That's my view. Bonta Murthy is back. Tactically, Shreyas Iyer could be another option, but he's yet to cement his place. Thanks to Shastri, Virat obsession with giving a long rope to Hane. Absolutely, I agree with you, my friend. Like I said a few minutes ago, Iyer could be a captain, but until he plays a year and a half of Test cricket, you cannot even think of him as a Test captain. Traditionally, Indian cricket does not do that. So yes, there was Dhoni, but Dhoni was a very, very different level cricketer than Shreyas Iyer. And yes, I think this long, very long rope जो रहाणे को दिया गया था, that was what stopped India from grooming a younger captain. But I think Pant could be the captain for the future. He will find it hard to cement his place in any format, leave captaincy aside. It's not going to be easy. It's very, very hard to break into this Indian Test middle order because of the BCCI or the Indian team's long rope given to Rahane and Pujara. He looked very, very good in the 2 Test matches we saw against New Zealand, but you need to play at least a year and a half of Test cricket and hold your place down, earn your stripes to be considered a future captain. मानव जावेरी, हाउ आर यू मानव? गुड टू सी यू बैक मेरे दोस्त। गिल फॉर टेस्ट कैप्टन, बिल्कुल गिल गिल मेरे हिसाब से गिल बन सकते हैं टेस्ट कैप्टन, बट उससे पहले गिल को एक सेटल्ड रोल मिलना चाहिए मानव। और मेरे हिसाब से, जैसे कि मैं बहुत बार यहाँ पे कह चुका हूँ, लिख भी चुका हूँ अपने अपने कॉलम्स में, गिल मेरे हिसाब से मिडिल ऑर्डर में लंबी रेस के घोड़े हैं। ओपनिंग कर चुके हैं डोमेस्टिक में इंडिया ए के लिए, आईपीएल में इंडिया के लिए, बट क्योंकि विराट कोहली शायद अगले 2 साल के बाद रिटायर करेंगे, रहाणे का फ्यूचर क्या है वी कैन सी इट, पुजारा का फ्यूचर क्या है वी कैन अस्यूम व्हाट इट इज। आई थिंक ही इज अ बेटर प्लेस्ड इन द मिडिल ऑर्डर। लेट हिम प्ले अ ईयर एंड अ हाफ ऑफ डैम गुड क्रिकेट इन द मिडिल ऑर्डर, जो मैं मानता हूं वो कर सकते हैं शुभमन गिल, और फिर उसके बाद ग्रूविन। मेरी बात हुई थी शुभमन गिल से लास्ट वीक फॉर एन अपकमिंग इंटरव्यू दैट आई एम डूइंग फॉर अ मैगजीन, एंड आई आस्क्ड हिम, आई सेड क्या तुम अभी सोच रहे हो टेस्ट कैप्टनसी के बारे में? उन्होंने कहा नहीं, मुझे बस अपना जगह कायम करना है इस टीम में, जहां भी हो लोग को बोले दो मेरे बारे में कि मैं कप्तान हूं, मैं नहीं सोच रहा हूं। एंड आई फाउंड दैट अ वेरी वेरी शॉर्ट बट ऑनेस्ट आंसर फ्रॉम शुभमन गिल। पूछे फिर से, कोहली की कैप्टनसी से जाने का मतलब पुजारा और रहाणे का करियर खत्म? आई डोंट थिंक इससे हम कुछ ज्यादा जोड़ सकते हैं। आई थिंक पॉइंट ये है कि जो लंबी रस्सी दी गई इन दोनों प्लेयर्स को, अब एटलीस्ट रहाणे के लिए वो, और ये दुख की बात है क्योंकि वो इतने अच्छे खिलाड़ी रह चुके हैं, मैं उनका फैन रह चुका हूं भी, पर आई डोंट थिंक अब इससे आप जोड़ सकते हो, बिकॉज आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं it's about the team management, it's about Dravid, it's about the selectors also seeing कि क्या इन दोनों का जगह बनता है। I think Rahane is on his last legs for sure as a test cricketer, unless he goes back to domestic cricket, scores runs for। इस आफत को सुनिए, संडे के दिन हमारे सोसाइटी में कोई भी ड्रिलिंग अलाउड नहीं है, पर पिछले 2 संडे से हमारे ऊपर वाले लोग ड्रिलिंग कर रहे हैं। एक बार पिछले साल हमारे एक कबर्ड में टर्माइट्स आए थे, तो हमने ड्रिलिंग किया था सैटरडे को। RWA मैंने आप करो, खैर RWA वाले आए थे कि आप वीकेंड को ड्रिलिंग नहीं कर सकते हो, और ये जो ऊपर है महाशय, ये 2 वीकेंड से लगभग ड्रिलिंग कर रहे हैं हर संडे को। एनीवेज मूविंग ऑन। Karthik Mathur, Rishabh for vice captain and Rohit as captain makes perfect sense. Like I said, Rohit Sharma will be the captain, I think, for the next year and a half. Uske aage you can perhaps groom Pant. Um, good idea. Make him the vice captain. Make him the vice captain. बिल्कुल। इन्हें करो भाई, मेरे सर पे चढ़ जाओ। Chat so I can give a few galis to the guy upstairs. Where were we? Rishabh Jain. Can we talk about Ashwin's position in 11 as a vice captain and a potential captain? I don't think so. I think if he had to be a vice captain or a leader in this team, he already would have been. He's in India's most experienced bowler. He has claims to be one of the top all-rounders of this era. I think he's done his job. I don't think, again, he has more than a year and a half left to go as a test player. He's also struggled, remember, under Kohli to keep his place in the team in overseas test matches. It was hard only 7 months ago in the Tour of England, जहाँ पे अश्विन लगातार 4 टेस्ट मैचेस के लिए वो बेंच पे थे और जडेजा was picked. So when you're treating a player of Ashwin's status like that, I don't think he has an ice cube's chance in hell of ever getting some kind of a captaincy role in Indian cricket. But again, with Kohli not being the captain, things could change. But I just don't think about. I don't think Ashwin is viewed as that kind of a player. And now when he's heading into his mid-30s, बहुत ही मुश्किल है मेरे दोस्त ऋषभ ऐसे player को leadership role देने के लिए। Can the team recover from the last 4 months? Absolutely. We've seen Indian cricket teams recover from so much. I mean, I've been a cricket journalist for 16 years now. Usse pehle, as a fan, I've seen teams come back from so much. This is actually not as bad a deal as many chapters of Indian cricket have been. So absolutely, this team can come back with a few personnel changes. Yeah, Vinod Kaka, Kasakai. Do you think Kohli decision will have its negative impact on Indian Test cricket? यार अच्छा सवाल है विनोद काका। आई डोंट नो इस वजह से नेगेटिव क्या होगा। आई थिंक पॉजिटिव तो बिल्कुल है कि अब विराट कोहली अपने प्रॉपर अंदाज, अपने प्रॉपर लय में एज अ बल्लेबाज वो खेल सकेंगे। एंड लाइक आई सेड, यू नीड टू मेक सम चेंज। आपको थोड़ा फ्यूचर के लिए देखना पड़ेगा। विराट कोहली क्या 34 के आसपास है। यू नीड टू फाइंड समवन हु इज अ यंगर प्लेयर। इस रिटायरमेंट से अब एक मौका है इंडियन क्रिकेट के लिए, बीसीसीआई के लिए, टू पिक समवन हु कैन लीड फॉर द फ्यूचर। चलिए, रोहित शर्मा 35 के हैं, वो विराट कोहली से ओल्डर भी हैं। इनको आपने वाइस कैप्टनसी दे दिया, इनको आपने ओडीआई T20 कैप्टनसी आपने दे दिया, इनको ये टेस्ट वाला रोल भी करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी क्या है, टीम थोड़ा डिस एरे में जा सकती है। वैसे ही पुजारा और रहाणे का फॉर्म को लेके बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। मयंक अग्रवाल रन नहीं बना पाए, मोहम्मद सिराज इज इंजर्ड, ईशांत शर्मा का फ्यूचर क्या है वी डो नॉट नो। इस सब के ऊपर जो है सीरीज हार के ऊपर विराट कोहली हैज अनाउंस्ड हिज रिटायरमेंट। द टीम नीड्स समवन विद एक्सपीरियंस, with status and with a lot of power, and Rohit Sharma is that person. फिलहाल इनको करने दो, उसके आगे we can see what will happen. So I think given the fact that the team will be somewhat shocked that Virat Kohli ने ये announcement किया, let Rohit Sharma handle it because he has status in the game right now. Surinder Mohan, BCI's bloated ego notwithstanding, can we do the impossible? Ask Virat Kohli to reconsider. दोस्त मेरे सुरेंद्र मोहन जी, आप पूछ सकते हो, कोई भी पूछ सकता है, लेकिन विराट कोहली अपने फैसले से वापस नहीं आएंगे, ये तो फैक्ट है। मानव जवेरी, कोहली फैंस दादा पे सवाल उठा रहे हैं, आपका क्या ख्याल है दादा के रिलेशन के बारे में? अब काफी 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 पॉलिटिक्स है फिलहाल बीसीसीआई में। जितना भी मैं सौरव गांगुली को देख चुका हूं अप क्लोज अपने जर्नलिज्म करियर में, उनके पास पावर बहुत है, और वो कभी सीधे बात, बिल्कुल लोग कहते हैं कि वो सीधे बात करते हैं, वो कभी इतनी सीधे बात करते हैं जैसे कि जलेबी की तरह टेढ़ी। So I think like I said, the way that he handled Virat Kohli's ODI captaincy and T20 captaincy was very bad. ये पॉलिटिक्स खेलते हैं हमारे दादा साहब, and I think this chapter of the BCCI being run by Saurav Ganguly, बहुत लोग बोलेंगे यार ये क्या हुआ, ये इतनी जाती क्यों हुई है विराट कोहली के साथ। बट अगेन behind closed doors क्या हुआ वो हम कभी ठीक से जान नहीं पाएंगे, because someone between the Dada camp and the Kohli camp is not telling the truth. लगे रहो, लगे रहो। ऊपर वाला मतलब हमारे ऊपर वाले जो रहते हैं, इन्होंने सही टाइम निकाला ड्रिलिंग करने के लिए। पूरी सुबह उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया, मैंने ये लाइव स्ट्रीम शुरू किया और ये ढर 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 करने में लगे। कोई बात नहीं, आई होप द साउंड इज नॉट डिस्ट्रैक्टिंग यू as much as it's distracting me. Pranav is saying, if not Pujara and Rahane, who should be number 3 and number 5? My opinion, 3 to Bihari and Pant at 5 with Jadeja at 6. I would say uh, try Shubman Gill at 3. Try Shreyas Iyer at 3. Once you've decided कि Pujara और Rahane बाहर गए, let these guys. I think Bihari should play at 5 and let Pant be 6 and Jadeja be number 7. That's my view. सत्कार प्रधान भाई, आपकी इंग्लिश तो बहुत प्यारी है। होगा ही, जब मैं यहीं पैदा हुआ इंडिया में अपने फादर की तरह और अपने दादा की तरह। बट थैंक यू, आप शायद पहली बार यहाँ पे आए हो इस चैनल पे, वेलकम। कर्तव्य, KL Rahul should be captain as there'll be a lot of work on Rohit seeing his age and fitness. Moreover, he's been groomed for 2 years in leadership role. Who's been groomed? Rahul. I don't think Rahul has been groomed at all. I think it was, like I said earlier, I think it was more a reflection of how he's done so well in the test team, that okay, now we feel that you finally found a role for yourself, will give you confidence. I definitely, between Rahul and Rohit, I would go for Rohit. Yes, he's going to be 35 this year, but like I said, the team needs someone who's cemented his place, who's a senior figure, and we've seen Rohit IPL में और इंडिया के लिए जब वो कप्तानी कर चुके हैं, the team looks good. I think India was very flat under KL Rahul in that second test. He looked lost at times. He made some strange calls, some strange field settings. He delayed Shardul Thakur so late on the second day. I just don't think KL Rahul is ready to handle the test team right now. He just does not have enough captaincy experience at all as compared to Rohit Sharma. Devesh, make Bumrah captain. He's the only one who's permanent. He is permanent, but again, like I said, fast bowlers बहुत कम इस गेम के इतिहास में अच्छे टेस्ट कैप्टन साबित हुए हैं. I'm very keen to see how Pat Cummins does. Yes, he's bowling fantastically, and his team has the Ashes in the bag. But again, Bumrah, it would be a great call to see a fast bowler of his stature be rewarded with it. But क्या आप उन्हें प्रेशर में डालना चाहेंगे? I'm not so sure. Plus, इतने लोग ये कह चुके हैं, ये बैट्समैन का गेम है और अंत में आखिर बैट्समैन ही कैप्टन बनेगा. I think you've joined the stream late, or I'm seeing your question late. We've already discussed a lot about Pant. Yes, he's young, a certainty in playing 11, and will make him more responsible. Yes, I would hope it makes him more responsible. But I think right now at 24, 25, let him figure out a bit more what his best role is in Test cricket. Let him play a bit more match-winning knocks. Let him fail a bit more. Let him become a bit more mature. Like I said earlier, for the next year and a half until the end of 2023, when the T20 World Cup this year is done, when next year's ODI World Cup is done, and when the WTC cycle comes to a close, judge Rohit then as a captain, judge the vice captain, judge Pant, and then take a call. Definitely start grooming Pant to be the future captain because Rohit at 35 can maximum captain for another year and a half, 2 years. So definitely Pant is an option, just not right now. Rahul is not a captain. We see it in IPL, and his spot is not guaranteed. Yeah, IPL again. I do not really count his IPL captaincy as anything great because the team has not done well, and I think he and Anil Kumble did not get along very well. I think a lot of the tactics that Punjab Kings or Kings 11 Punjab, जो भी उस Punjab franchise का नाम है, I think a lot of the blame rests with Anil Kumble. But again, Rahul has just in the last 6 months managed to make a name for himself as a Test opener, and अर्लियर जैसे मैंने कहा था इनके पास इतना बॉडी ऑफ वर्क नहीं है डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट में कर्नाटका के लिए इंडिया ए के लिए जो वो टेस्ट कैप्टनसी मटेरियल दिखते हैं दैट इज माय व्यू ऑन केएल राहुल एज एन ऑप्शन Gokul Krishna, hi Jimmy. How about Ashwin for this WT cycle and then Pant? Because the cycle only one overseas test won't be a problem for Ash. Again, Gokul, that's a good point you've raised. I talked about why I don't think Ashwin will be the captain or a vice captain because if we've not seen him get this role in the last decade, despite his phenomenal achievements as a bowler, as an all-rounder, for whatever reason, I'm not getting into any conspiracy theories here, but I just think if Ashwin's not got any kind of leadership role right now, they're not going to give it to him right now. Yes, I agree with you. He plays every home test and does not play as much overseas. But the fact that Rohit Sharma was named the vice captain and KL Rahul was the vice captain in this series, all signs are it's going to be one of either Rohit Sharma, 99%, or 1% KL Rahul. I just don't think Ashwin has anything to gain by being the captain now. I'm not saying he's not a captain. I've said years ago, I think he should be the captain. He's a very, very good option. Very, very smart thinker. Tactically, he's brilliant. But अगर उनको अब तक वो role नहीं दिया गया था, I don't see it happening when he has maximum a year and a half or 2 years left of his test career. The board would want Ashwin to end out his career on the same high and get as close to Anil Kumble's overall wickets tally. That's my view. Who's in more turmoil, ECB or BCCI? ECB, hands down, with the whole Rafiq, Yorkshire, Racing Rao, all the former players involved. The way England have been so awful in Test cricket the last year, they have a lot more going on than BCCI. BCCI ka problem next to ECB's problem looks like a Mamuli problem. Karthik Mathur, can Ashwin do what Kumble did? As in become the captain or go on to take as many wickets? I look again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but मेरे हिसाब से अश्विन को अगर आज तक के दिन, despite his legendary status, more than 400 wickets, a great all-rounder, what 5 Test hundreds, अगर उनको अब तक किसी भी leadership role में नहीं देखा गया था, I don't see it happening now when he's got another maximum 2 years left as a Test cricketer. Pant's batting performance. I've already discussed Pant's batting performance in this video as well as yesterday's video, so I don't want to go over that again. You can go back and check out my views on Pant. I've said a lot about Pant in the last 2 videos. Surinder Mohan Sani, what about Dravid's role in the entire fiasco? I don't think Dravid has a role. जितना भी मैं Dravid को देख चुका हूँ और बात कर चुका हूँ अपने career में, I don't think he has any role. He perhaps, like I said earlier, he perhaps was shocked at the reaction of Kohli, Ashwin, and Rahul on that third evening when they all spoke to the mic. That's not the kind of cricket that Rahul Dravid subscribes to. That's not how he played his cricket when he was on the field, be it as a senior member or a batsman or a vice captain. I'm sure he was disappointed. I'm probably sure he had a word with Kohli and said, that's not on. But I don't think he has any role to be in Virat Kohli taking a call. I don't see it happening, no. Ashutosh Bajpai, shouldn't Rahul be made the captain in light of seniors going to retire in 2-3 years? Yes, there's an argument to be made for that, but I think the fact that Rohit Sharma is such an important. He was India's best batsman for the last year in Test cricket. If India won so many matches, it was down to the bowlers. It was down to Rohit Sharma. It was down to Rishabh Pant's flashy innings in the middle. I think Rohit Sharma, since he's already made the vice captain, they've seen him as a leader for a long time. For whatever reason, he was made the one-day captain. Now he's set to take over the Test captaincy. I don't think KL Rahul has showed enough leadership acumen to be a Test कैप्टन. ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि वो नहीं बन पाएंगे, वो बन सकते हैं, लेकिन अभी इनको 7 महीने हुए अपने आप को वापस टेस्ट क्रिकेट में लाके उनको थोड़ा और बैटिंग करने दो, उनको थोड़ा और अच्छे रन बनाने दो. Let the team figure out what is KL Rahul's best role. Is it opener? Is it middle order? Then think about captaincy. I'm much better off them going with someone like a Pant or a Gill who are in their 20s who can serve Indian cricket as captains after a 2-3 year period. I just don't feel Rahul is that person right now. Let Rahul flourish as a batsman. He's a fantastic batsman. He's come along so well in Test cricket in his second or third chance. Let him score runs. Isko abhi captaincy burden mat do. He looked so flat when he led India in that second Test match. Dravid has a big role to play in grooming the next captain. He seems to have a good rapport with Rohit. Needs to develop a similar rapport with the next captain, Pant or Rahul or Shreyas. I agree. Could not have said it better. Well done. Coco Krishna, thanks, Jamie. Answering my question. We need a team revamp. Need people like Priyank Panchal and Prithvi Shaw and Gill longer run. Rohit going to retire after WT cycle. We need Sehwag like. Yes, I agree with you. Rohit will retire after the WTC cycle because in that next year and a half, he'll be 36 going on 37. He'll be captain India in 3 formats at the age of 35. कितना tough role है भाई साहब वो. ऊपर से इतनी dependency है रोहित पे. He'll be opening in all 3 formats. The pressure of scoring runs in all 3 formats is huge. So yes, it's fine. Like I said, umpteen times, इनको कैप्टन बनाओ, इनको अगले 1.5 साल तक करने दो. उसके बाद आपका अगला कैप्टन कौन है? स्टार्ट ग्रूमिंग हिम नाउ. चाहे वो पंत हो, चाहे वो अय्यर हो, चाहे वो गिल हो, चाहे वो राहुल हो, चाहे वो बुमराह, उनको आज के दिन ग्रूम करो. डोंट टेक द कोहली शास्त्री अप्रोच कि भाई मैं हूं, मैं जब तक हूं, आई विल नॉट रिटायर. हु थॉट विराट कोहली वुड नॉट हैव थॉट दैट he'd have to retire, like this. And the inability for that combo to groom someone younger, I think is a big blot on the Kohli Shastri uh, time. Kanish Kumar, will this decision affect the ODI stage in South Africa? I don't think so because, look, it's a very, very different format. Kohli bats a different way there. ODI captaincy is not so much about captaincy as it is in Test cricket. I don't think it will affect. Shashank Singh पूछ रहे, just hope whoever is the next Test captain can retain India #1 position in the Test table. India have fallen down a spot. What are they? They're at 5 or 6 now. They played 9 matches, the most. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि उनका WTC फाइनल पहुंचना अभी नामुमकिन है, पर बहुत टफ हो चुका है because of this series loss. They need to get a lot more points. Again, they're playing a lot of cricket at home. Sri Lanka is coming. Australia is coming. Then India goes to Bangladesh in October, November. तो बहुत बहुत मौके हैं इस Indian team के पास to get back up the WTC points table. World Affairs. Jimmy upload videos on regular basis. मैं करूंगा अगर आप मेरा नाम जो है सही प्रोनाउंस करेंगे. मेरा नाम जिमी नहीं है. It's Jamie. Jamie, not Jimmy. That is Jimmy. I'm Jamie. But thank you for your comment. I will do a lot more videos just because you asked me. Manav Javeri, do you think Venki has kicked Hardik out of white ball formats with his recent performance? I think Hardik Pandya has kicked himself out. इतना एवरेज इनके परफॉर्मेंसेस रह चुके हैं. मैं मानता हूं कि he's had many problems, but his inability to do what we thought he could do. I thought he was like a Bumrah, a rare quality cricketer who can really have huge impact. I think the way his career is just nosedive. It's not about Venkatesh Iyer scoring runs. I think Hardik Pandya can hit the ball harder and farther than Venkatesh Iyer. I think he can bowl quicker. He's a better fielder. But when someone like a Venkatesh Iyer does well, he deserves a chance. We saw Indian cricket go through the Vijay Shankar experiment. It didn't work. But all this happened because kind of Hardik Pandya was unable to live up to his own reputation. That's the biggest question for me. नमित रस्तोगी, अच्छा आप ही शायद इस लाइव स्ट्रीम में थोड़ा लेट जुड़े हो. हम ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे बात नमित इस पे कर चुके हैं. सॉरी. और ऋषभ पंत, आई विल से इट बिकॉज यू आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन. मेरा ये मानना है कि ऋषभ पंत बिल्कुल अगले कप्तान बन सकते हैं, बट अभी नहीं. उनको 2 साल और खेलने दो, अपने आप को जूझने दो. Let him grow as a test cricketer. Let him get a bit more responsibility as a batsman, as a team man, as a keeper. But start grooming this boy now, ताकि 1.5 साल के बाद, 2 साल के बाद, जब रोहित शर्मा रिटायरमेंट लेंगे क्रिकेट से, तब जो है ऋषभ पंत तैयार है टेस्ट कप्तानी के लिए. Indian team qualify for final in T20 World Cup. अगेन दोस्तों, ये जो हुआ यहाँ पे T20 क्रिकेट इज अ डिफरेंट फॉर्मेट. आई थिंक इंडिया को जो शॉक लगा था पाकिस्तान और न्यूजीलैंड के हार के बाद, हाल ही में खेला गया था T20 वर्ल्ड कप में, डेफिनेटली दे हैव लर्नड द मिस्टेक्स. आई थिंक अगर आप 2-3 प्लेयर को बदलेंगी, थोड़े अच्छे प्लेयर, आप थोड़ा युवा प्लेयर लाएंगे अपने टीम में, there is no reason to see why India cannot reach the semi-finals of this year's T20 वर्ल्ड कप इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया। आपके पास रोहित शर्मा है, आपके पास युवा खिलाड़ी है, केएल राहुल है, विराट कोहली है, ऋषभ पंत है, वेंकटेश अय्यर है, बहुत सारे प्लेयर है आपके पास ऐसे। उनको इनको अभी से, आज के दिन से, जब भी इंडियन टीम नेक्स्ट T20 खेलेगी, इनको सपोर्ट दो कि आप ही प्लेयर जो है 8 महीने बाद जब हम जाएंगे ऑस्ट्रेलिया T20 वर्ल्ड कप खेलने, तो आप हमारे कोर हो। अगर बीसीसीआई ऐसे उस कोर को बैक करेगी, आई हैव नो डाउट दे कैन पुट अ फार बेटर परफॉर्मेंस देन दे पुट अप इन द यूएई व्हाट 3 months ago। प्रसिद्ध कितना प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, माफी चाहूंगा, वी ट्राइड इन ओडीआईज टू गिव लेस लोड टू शमी एंड बुमराह। बिल्कुल, आई थिंक ही शुड बी ट्राइड, आई थिंक दीपक चहर शुड बी ट्राइड, आई थिंक आवेश खान शुड बी ट्राइड। हमारे पास फास्ट बॉलर दोस्तों बहुत हैं T20 और ओडीआई क्रिकेट के लिए। भुवनेश्वर कुमार भी, हालांकि वो इतने अच्छे फॉर्म में नहीं है, वो भी एक ऑप्शन है अगले एक एक 1.5 साल तक। पर बिल्कुल आई थिंक प्लेयर्स लाइक प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, दीपक चहर, अरजान नगवसवाला, अवेश खान, इनको आप मौका देते रहो। चेतन सकारिया को आप मौका दीजिए, कार्तिक त्यागी को आप मौका दीजिए। इंडिया की फास्ट बॉलिंग अभी लाइन ना बहुत अच्छी है और बहुत सालों तक बहुत अच्छी रहने वाली है। कर्तव्य, why is India proceeding with Bhuvi? He's so injury prone. When will young fast bowlers like Avesh Khan get a chance? Avesh Khan was in the test squad, he got injured. I think Avesh Khan, like I said, Karthik Tyagi, चेतन सकारिया, इनके पास बहुत बहुत साल है खेलने के लिए और वो खेलेंगे। भुवनेश्वर मैक्स हैज अनदर ईयर टू प्रूव हिमसेल्फ। लुक, इस साल T20 वर्ल्ड कप है, भुवनेश्वर कुमार मोस्ट लाइकली जाएंगे। अगले साल एक ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप है इंडिया में, घर पे। आई थिंक भुवनेश्वर कुमार इज डेफिनेटली eyeing these two tournaments. By 2023, you will see him phased out of white ball cricket. What if Rohit is injured for the next Test series? Who can be his captain? KL Rahul. KL Rahul was already the vice captain. The moment Rohit Sharma got injured from the South Africa series, KL Rahul was made the vice captain. Fair enough. ठीक है. And then when Virat got injured, Rahul led. So if it's going to be the captain Rohit Sharma, it's going to be the vice captain KL Rahul. Shabarish KM, what's your opinion on Ashwin or Bumrah becoming the next captain? I've already discussed this 3 times. I guess you missed that stream. I'll say it again one more time. I've said it like 3 times already. Agar, if Ashwin up till now has never been viewed as a leader in the Indian cricket team, despite his immense contribution as a bowler, as a batsman, as an all-rounder, as a thinker, it's not going to happen now. It's sad. I've said many times, I believe he should have led several years ago, at least as a vice captain. If he's not been given the role, it's not going to happen now when he's almost, heading into that last couple years of his test career. Couple more questions. What have I not answered? Ashutosh Bajpai, did we see the last of Rahane? Probably. Probably, unless he goes back and scores. The question is, does Rahane have the drive to go back to domestic cricket? Does he have the drive to go back and play county cricket like he has before? Does he have the drive to now come back at the age of 34 and say, हाँ भाई, मैं अगले 2 साल खेल चुका हूँ? जवाब किसी के पास नहीं है, सिर्फ रहाणे के पास है। I think we need a left-hander in the top five. Absolutely, we need a left-hander, and I think there's just not enough quality left-handers coming through the ranks of first-class cricket, of Ranchi cricket, of India A cricket. Just like there's not enough quality spinners coming up, especially finger spinners, there's also not enough consistently delivering left-handers coming up. So that's a good point. Nokil is saying, is Ashwin have enough time to take inner wickets? Nahi yaar. He doesn't even have enough time to get to Kumle's 618 wickets. तो 800 दूर की बात है यार. He'll have to play for another 4 years to get 800 wickets, at least, maybe more, because it's taken him 10 years now to get to 400 and something wickets. तो यार 800 तो नहीं हो पाएंगे. I don't think even he can get to Kumle's 618 mark. He'll have to play 2.5 years of damn good test cricket to get to Kumle's mark of 618. Yeah. Chaliye, gonna wind down now because it's 1:15 now. Abhishek Arunav, sir, don't you think this team will have overhaul and Kohli leaving captaincy also means end of road for Rahane Pujara? Again, Rahane is almost finished. Pujara is in his last stretch as a test cricketer. I don't think इससे, और मैं पहले भी ऐसे सवाल का जवाब मैं दे चुका हूं इस लाइव स्ट्रीम में, मेरा ये नहीं मानना है कि कोहली के रिटायरमेंट के बाद से किसी इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा रहाणे और पुजारा पे. Yes, they both found a lot of backing from Kohli, पर आपको याद होगा 3 साल, 3.5 साल, 3 साल पहले की बात है. कोहली इन्हीं रहाणे और पुजारा को जब मर्जी इनको ड्रॉप करते थे. तो उस कोहली का पूरा बदलाव आके ये कहना कि we back these guys, that's also a very strange thing. Yes, you're allowed to come back from making mistakes, but the way that Kohli has treated these two guys, I don't think now that he himself, he really won't care कि वो लोग रहेंगे या ना रहेंगे. अब बात बनती है कि राहुल द्रविड़ क्या सोचते हैं रहाणे और पुजारा के बारे में, रोहित शर्मा क्या सोचते हैं इनके बारे में, बीसीसीआई क्या सोचते हैं इन लोग के बारे में. आई थिंक राइट नाउ it's their thing is not necessarily linked to how long Virat Kohli is going to be around in the team. Shabrish, have a great day, Jamie bhai. Aapko bhi, Shabrish. You have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to take one last question from Amit Sachdeva. I really thought Kohli could break the record of 100 centuries had COVID not occurred. Now it seems really far. Yes, COVID played a part, but I think overall his batting also dipped. Na? When you've not scored a century in any format for 2 years and 3 months, 4 months, it's not just about COVID. It's about something not going wrong with him, the batsman. So, yes, I thought at one point he would break that record too, but अब नहीं होगा दोस्त, unfortunately. As much as people admire your English, it's nowhere admire my English. So normally people say they admire my Hindi. Chale, you admire my English. Thank you, great. It's nowhere close to the quality of Hindi your dad spoke. Arey, see, my father, he was born in India where people did not speak Hindi. They spoke Hindustani more. Hindustani had a very Urdu blend to it. He grew up in a household where there were Urdu books and there were Hindi books and there were English books. He grew up in a family of writers and readers. And सबसे importantly, when he joined the film industry in the 70s, he asked the great दिलीप कुमार साहब मरहूम कि सर अच्छी एक्टिंग का राज क्या है, और दिलीप कुमार साहब ने कहा बेझिझक शायरी. My father, uske baad, he hired an Urdu ustad for about 3 years to teach him Urdu, how to read and write. And then for the last 15 years of my father's life, he was doing plays in Urdu. So when he's doing that, his level of Urdu will be far, far behind mine. I cannot even read one word of Urdu. और जहां तक मेरी हिंदी की बात है, my Hindi is not as deep rooted as my father's. I learned some while playing football, playing cricket, cycling. I did learn Hindi in school, but much later than my father did. तो अगर मैं आपके सामने टूटी फूटी हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ, thank you, but there's no way you said it rightly, you can compare it with my father's. But I'm glad to see that people admire my English. I never heard that before. People admire my English. Thank you. चलिए, it's been 47 minutes. I have to go and get some lunch from my son who's in the background saying, "Papa, मुझे खाना खिला दो." और he has also waiting for me to get back. Thank you, friends, once again for joining this live stream. I'm going to try my best to come at least every other day on this live on this channel and do some kind of analysis. Obviously, जब तक matches चलते होंगे, we'll be here every day. Meha's, like she promised you yesterday's video, she'll try and come back from her own work schedule. Her channel calls her a lot to do videos from home because now her channel is shut again. I mean, the office is shut down because of the rise in COVID cases here. But again, thank you for all your support. You will see me a lot more frequently on this channel. And do like, share, subscribe, and have a great weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. See you all.